Hey everybody, I'm Rhinocio, and I know that everybody and their mom is playing Animal Crossing right now, but would you believe that I've never played an Animal Crossing game in my life? Not Population Growing, not City Folk, not New Leaf, not Wild World, not Happy Home Designer, not New Horizons, and side note, how many of these games are there? Wait, no, I did actually play Pocket Camp once for like 5 minutes and it was bad. I hated it. It was awful. If that's what Animal Crossing is like, I don't like it. Actually, I've been told that's not what it's like. Anyway, tangential, let's move on. I've seen a lot of things around for Animal Crossing and specifically people drawing the characters as humanoid versions of the characters. I thought this would be kind of fun since I don't know who any of them are. I mean, that's not entirely true. I do know who some of them are. I know of, let's see, Isabel, who's the dog, Nook and the Nooklings, the hipster cat, and also I think there's a purple cat, and then Blathers, who I think is an owl. Anyway, I got my buddy Spooks to give me 3 pictures of Animal Crossing characters that I hadn't seen before, and didn't tell me anything about them, and I'm going to try to draw them and describe them. This should be fun. So the first one I'm drawing is this Otter Beaver. Not really sure what this is supposed to be. It's red. Whatever. This looks to me like those polar bears from Spyro 3 got a paint job, so I'm gonna call him Bob Dougie. I'm actually not sure what the vibe is they're going for here because he's got a toque on, which is like a cold weather thing, but then he also has no shoes on and like shorts and a tank top. Anyway, all of this just screams bear to me, so I make him a bear. Now that I'm thinking about it, the shell on his neck is probably an otter thing. This is not where I meant to go with this video. No, but I mean like a literal otter since they're all anthropomorphized animals. Anyway, what I was thinking is because shell equals water equals maybe a sailor. So anyway, he gets a tattoo. Obviously, these are pretty quick sketches. I was just pulling color off the character design and then popping it into this one. It was more for the essence of character designing and less trying to make a super gorgeous picture or whatever. Next we have this very clearly French poodle-y type thing. I'm gonna call her Pomplamoose because it's a fun word. Maybe guimauve? Nah, Pomplamoose is definitely more fun. This one I actually didn't find very hard to... What's the opposite of anthropomorphize? Humanize? I got like big Pearl from Steven Universe vibes from this one. And her like design might be all bobblehead, but I was thinking more the way poodles are IRL. The weird part about these little cutesy Animal Crossing characters is that they are so chibified that you can't really tell what they're supposed to be. Or rather, you can't really tell how their body type would translate. Like, I'm picturing a poodle has big long legs and the poop balls, but this one's like beep and has a giant bobblehead, so like, Anyway, yeah, Pomplamoose here is just gonna have big Beauty and the Beast Belle vibes. She's just skipping through the French countryside, singing about adventure or something. Sorry, I need a drink of coffee. It is no surprise that my friend Spooks gave me this character and that it was one of the ones I chose to draw because it clearly, I've got the feeling this is supposed to be like based on a drag queen vibe sort of character. So like, I feel like they could have the name like Aisha Diamond or something fancy like that, but also my queer little heart is like, but NB character? So I've just been calling them Fritz. That may be completely inaccurate to their character, but as a non-binary person, I love me some ridiculous short names that have no clear gender definition, so you can pry this out of my cold dead hands. I really wish I liked how this character turned out better than I do, but I couldn't really get all of the colors of this burb into human form because it's blue. Like, you can't really make a person blue. I tried to work in as much of their wacky outfit as I could and the blue into their hair, and I thought it might be nice to give this character a different skin color because I've already had 2 that were white. I kind of wish that I'd made Bob Dougie a little darker than I did, given that like farmer's tan sort of deal, but I didn't, so here we are. So after much deliberation and some general disappointment at how this character turned out, I decided to give them a weird feathered belt because it's queer culture to put weird things on your body and call it fashion. Happy Pride, everybody. Your look is impeccable. Anyway, here's the final result. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, I've been a little bit of a slacker lately with the art because I've been writing a whole bunch. Me and B really got into Lord of the Rings because that's what happens when you're in quarantine. You just sit around watching Lord of the Rings for hours and hours and then you get into the fandom and it's dead, so you gotta write stuff. Anyway, here we are. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if you liked it with a like button punch or a comment. That would be cool too. Or if you want to stick around and see more of this kind of stuff, please hit subscribe and we will hang out at a later date. Okay, bye.